Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to Warships for a play-by-play analysis in the Ragnar. I got asked probably like, I don't know, a month ago, and I thought I would have it done sooner by now, but I got asked about a month ago if I could do a play-by-play analysis on the Ragnar. So that is the goal of today's video. So I'm not going to spend too much time here in port, but just a few quick things to make mention of. That is the 25mm side plating you get on Ragnar. So you can actually be quite trollish when you're fighting other enemy destroyers and they're shooting your 25mm side plating, or they hit your deck somehow, and they'll just do non-pins. So that's actually, Ragnar can be quite a bully destroyer in that regard. So here you can see the full setup we've actually built into the radar. So our radar is a 36-second radar. So I have a little bit of a competitive build going on here. This ship is stupid accurate in terms of her accuracy. Here you see maximum dispersion 65 meters. I don't remember what the sigma is off the top of my head. Concealment, we've got the main battery mod 3 for faster reload time. So these 152s by 2x2s do 3-second reload before taking anything, like if you had Fearless Brawler or something as an example. So commander build, I had to build up a new commander. This is the same one I have for Friesland. So this is probably the build I'm leaning towards and looking at. We've got the additional range we need, so we're hitting 15.6 here with the commander skill, and you don't have smoke, right? So you're pretty much detected all the time. Normally I'd take something like Adrenaline Rush, but you have so few consumables. You Superintendent's basically needed. Survivability Expert also really need, because you have the heal, right? But you're a destroyer with 30,000 hit points, as it were. So with the combat signals, we're going to also boost our fire chance. So then we're looking at 12%. We want to maximize the heal as a destroyer. So 300, we go up to 360. We want to get our consumables off cooldown a little bit faster. We want the speed. Our AA rating is actually pretty good. It's a really good 93. So then I usually take this. And then I still take the RAM signal because do you say like it's because like I'm petty like that? I don't know. So hopefully we have a decent game here and doing the play-by-play analysis. All right, so for the play-by-play analysis, the first thing we want to pay attention to is the lineup. So there's no CVs, there's no subs. First two things I'm looking at as a destroyer player, and then I'm looking, is there any radar? We go through here. The only radar is actually the enemy Ragnar, and possibly Yu Yang, depending on if you take smoke or radar. Usually most Yu Yangs take smoke. We've got to be mindful of this 5-kilometer hydro on Sherman, right? This, that, and the other. So we've got more radar on our team. We have 3 at least between the Buffalo and the Stalingrad and myself. Maybe our no, looks like our Ragnar is running smoke, if I'm understanding that correctly. Or Yu Yang, I don't know what I said out loud. So we are RPF located. We're here on Trident and domination mode. So in being radio located, it means we're going to have a rough bearing. Now it's fun with Ragnar because these are 360-degree turning turrets, or right? Are they both 360? Because I'm trying to remember if the front is or not. Yes, it is. Okay. So because, there's not a lot of radar on the enemy team, it's just the form of the enemy Ragnar, we might actually play a little bit competitively here and go for that spot right there. Now, or the other threat we could be going up against could be like Sherman, as an example with his 5-kilometer hydro. Daring is just a short range 3-kilometer. Then you've got several other 5-6-kilometer hydros here. Yeah, maybe double check that. So yeah, we probably will go ahead and turn our AA off. Our AA is 6.9. I had to double check that in my head. So we don't want anyone throwing out various depth charge planes and kind of our location gets given away, or someone pop a spotter. So that's the other thing I'm thinking about. I'm paying attention to mini-map. We see Yu Yang and Ragnar's over there, which is great. So that means we'll be running into probably the Daring or the Sherman, if either of those. We can see I'm detected. So we're going to go ahead and pop the radar. We're going to get some early information here. It's the enemy Daring. And we didn't even hit him, did we? We're gonna go ahead and DCP that. The enemy Napoli's right there, so we are definitely gonna be diving into the island here. Now, normally with Ragnar, you're playing a little bit more at range. I'm not doing that because I would like to go ahead and flip Bravo. We can bully the daring a little bit. It's possible he's gonna be reversing back on the cap like I am. That's a possibility we have to consider. We also have to consider the Napoli probably dump some torpedoes, so if we do step onto the cap, we don't want to back up too far. So if Napoli does end up showing up and puts us in danger, I can simply use our emergency engine power, which is a 30% engine boost. So I'll do that if we have a big threat looming over us. I'm pretty sure it's probably Daring that has the radio location skill. So I'm going to sit here and see if we can't pick up the cap. I might try to see how far away. Yeah, Daring could easily pick us up on Hydro if he gets close enough. I mean, one of the other examples is you could be sitting over here, but I like having this island to duck in behind. So with that big hit, Napoli's probably going to go away. So I'm just talking out loud. Yeah, there's the Hydro from Daring. I'm going to keep sitting here, and I'm not able to stay. So we're going to go away because now we have secondaries from the Napoli. I'm going to go ahead and back off, so I'm going to go dark. I'm going to pay attention, make sure nothing over there can really hit me. We have Hydro coming up in 35. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back off further away. And we're going to radar, and I want to get more of an angle, so I'm actually going to move over here. I do have to be mindful that, yep, he could dump torps. Like that. We'll go ahead and pop a heal. We're going to have radar in 10. It's a pretty good Daring player. We are definitely getting bullied for this, but... But we're going to turn out... I should have turned out a little bit sooner there. The Colbert has got some big balls, and he doesn't care. So he's going for it. So that's kind of funny, actually. So that's kind of what you do in Ragnar when you're playing, you know, either A, you're playing the long range game, and farming, which I kind of like doing a little bit more with the Ragnar. But it's also the other main role that Ragnar does is fighting for key strategic areas. So he's probably gonna die. We'll have to see. So I'm imagining he's probably gonna step off the cap. So we're gonna go ahead and get here on the cap. Taking out another enemy destroyer early on in the game is honestly like just really helpful overall. Now this Colbert player is actually cheeky because he can actually position himself like that, so it's kind of fun watching him play decently well. So we got two destroyers over here. Looks like they've been trading with the other enemy destroyers. So now, we got 40 seconds for this cap to wrap up, and it's basically deciding where do I feel like I'm needed next, so to speak. They're kind of all back there. They've got a lot more support over here, honestly. So I think what we'll do is I'm going to go over and support A. Kind of just taking in what's happening here. I mean, so far the game is in our control. I could come over here a little bit and I could actually open up on Kremlin. So we're going to go ahead and start doing that now, actually. Because we can, and there's not really anyone that can do much about us. So they don't have anyone in mid, which enables me to do what I'm doing right now. Now with the Ragnar, your guns are like just super accurate. Let's go ahead and switch to the Yu Yang. He's a bit closer. he can't heal things back up. He's got deep water torpedo, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm still going to be checking my surroundings here, right? Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that the Yu Yang is going to go ahead and smoke up. You know, it looks like we're going to be changing our strategy a little bit here. And we're going to go finish off the Yu Yang. Our team's doing okay on both flanks. They got both flanks are on the back foot, so we'll go ahead and swing our guns around. Although, you know, A is still a little questionable with what's going on. Yeah, he's checking out. I figured he would. So, but since he's opening up still, we're still gonna go for him. We've lost the Stalingrad. So that's kind of where I went Fearless Brawler, because you just do a lot of open gunboat action. And apparently he's now depth charging. That's cool. Shimakaze got spotted somehow. Don't have a torpedo threat over here. Ragnar is brutal because if you miss, it's really because your aim's... it's your fault. He wants to go dark now. He's probably going to turn straight again. No? There we go. We're going to open up onto Wisconsin. Oops, I might take indirect fire. So we got the island between us and the guys running around the 10 line. So, you know, in general, you're always trying to look for opportunities to isolate one-on-one engagements when possible. I don't think Wisconsin is... well, maybe. We're watching his turrets, right? So we'll go ahead and pop the emergency engine boost here. So then with the pop mod, you know, we're also working on juking shots. I'm probably going to eat that one. I probably should have kept reversing. That was on me. He did DCP, so we're really trying to get another permafire going. Shimakaze put all eggs in a basket there. And we're going to reverse again. Now we're going to accelerate. It's one of the other things you do in Ragnar. So we're just rocking it back and forth. And he's dead. Now it's just the other enemy Ragnar harassing at range. So this game's kind of wrapping up, so to speak. Who's the other cruiser? That's Smolensk. So we've got our friendly Shimakaze who's smoking up. So we're going to work towards the Shimakaze smoke screen. I would rather shoot... I want to shoot Kremlin, but I mean, it's Kremlin. He's got big armor, so we're going to keep the choice of supporting our teammates and just going for Ragnar, because I know it's not fun to deal with a Ragnar. And we're also using free look regularly. We're just trying to see what's happening and what's going on. So we'll keep an eye on what Smolensk is up to. Which means, you know, in a certain sense we're a little distracted by that, but it's like we're just keeping an eye. What's going on over here? Did Shimakaze just shoot? Come on! There we go. Alright. Well, we got 1,000 points and we killed the whole team. That works. So that's like a, yeah, that is playing, you know, for the key strategic areas. So because they left mid unchecked, we were able to do what we did there. I'm tempted to kind of just play another game, but I'm a little crunched on time. So anyhow, we got 64,000 damage, 2 kills. We took out 2 of the enemy destroyers, and then a solo capture. So we're going to place 3rd on team. Our incomp did good. And then Colombo, I think he actually did quite a lot on that other flank. And I'm going to compliment good manners on the Colbert for just kind of yellowing in on the daring. That was a pretty clutch move of him running over there. So we took 23,925 damage. That's one of the reasons why you really want to have Superintendent, because you can just bully and trade with the other destroyers. So I mean, look, like we did one of the main. There's 2 main roles, like I said, with daring. You're playing for key objective areas, and when you're playing for key objective areas, you come across the enemy destroyers. And I mean, we did over 45,000 on all 3 enemy destroyers. So we're doing like the main role of Ragnar is playing for key objectives, and tied with that is you're trying to take out the enemy destroyers for your team. And then like if you peck through the destroyers, then that might be when you saw us kind of transition into that long range shooting on Wisconsin as an example. Or the matchmaking could just really suck and you can't play the key objectives so well because there's a lot of radar on the enemy team, which we didn't have that issue. It looked like it was just only the Ragnar because Yu Yang was running smoke. So then we were able to easily play the key objectives, versus if there was like 4 or 5 radars on the enemy team, then I would have been playing more back behind the caps and just trying to whittle down the enemy cruisers, the enemy battleships, and of course trying to shoot destroyers when the opportunity arose. The armor piercing definitely used that on broadside cruisers. I was thinking that with the Smolensk, but then he kind of turned and ran away, and I thought, well, let's just finish off the Ragnar first for our team. So that's a play-by-play analysis with Ragnar. I mean, our team was overall more skilled, I'm guessing, the way to phrase it, against the enemy team. So no crazy amount of achievements, no crazy amount of high damage, but like I think this really gets at like illustrating playing Ragnar and the one role of key objectives, take out the enemy destroyers if possible. And then the other role is you're just playing more at range with your 15.6 kilometer and taking out, whittling down the enemy battleships, whittling down the enemy cruisers, so on and so forth. So yeah, that's going to bring this play-by-play analysis to a close. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. If you're subscribed, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. And thank you to my Patreon supporters as always. And until next time, take care.